Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen of the Geek Sphere. It is Pikey ZA here for your weekly dose of GeekNodian podcasty goodness. This week, as always, I am joined by my cohort, the wonderful Mr. Morris. How are you, sir?
Hello.
Are you well?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Okay, well that's as good as we can expect.
That's it.
Yeah, good option. Good option for a Sunday night. We're also joined by the lovely Lauren /Harlequinn, who has joined GeekNode as one of our staff writers. So if you'd like to say hello and maybe take a couple of seconds just to tell us a little bit about yourself, Lauren.
Hi guys, I have a bit of a zombie problem. I play a lot of zombie games.
And she echoes when she speaks and works for Cell C. Okay. And then this week we are lucky enough to have the man himself, Mr. Grant Hinds, on the podcast. Grant, how are you doing, mate? Are you well?
Hey, I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me here.
It's absolute pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. And I think you're probably the most upbeat person I could imagine speaking to on a Sunday evening, because I've got to go to work tomorrow and I'm not happy about it.
Oh, dude, I know what you're saying. I'm currently working now, so like,
okay.
I'll be up until like 2, 3 o'clock. Up at 6.
Are you doing some editing?
Yeah.
Doing the rest of it. Yeah. I don't know. I'll trade it. I'll trade it if I didn't have to go into my office any day of the week.
Out of interest, what do you do?
I have the wonderful luck of essentially working in IT, but I work for a very strange company that. Yeah, it's a really weird thing. I'm involved in the profiling of terrorists, arms dealers and drug smugglers, which is run out of South Africa, if you didn't know that. The world's largest organisation for profiling and monitoring these people.
Are you serious?
Run out of Cape Town.
That is mad cool. Damn.
And no one knows. Started in a little office above the KFC in Milnerton.
Are people supposed to know about this?
Not really. So, you know.
Well, yeah, that's a good platform to announce it then.
It's not a secret, but it's just not a widely advertised fact. It's
frowned
it's a very
upon.
weird thing. It's not even frowned upon.
Oh,
it's
like
really,
you don't need to be on the radio about it. You know what I mean? Not looking for clients around here.
No. You know what the sad thing is we actually do almost no investigations inside South Africa because no one cares. In the rest of the world, majority of the clients that we have are like the world's largest banks, the CIA, Interpol, all those kind of people, and they don't care what's happening in Africa.
That's reassuring.
It's a terrifying truth, sadly.
Oh,
so
that's very felonious of them.
It is. The sneering imperials, as they all are. I can't complain too much. I kind of am one myself. So yeah.
You just need to get rid of your accent.
It's never going to happen, Lauren. I've been here for 18 years. And I sound pretty much exactly the same as I did the day I arrived. So yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on from my career of very strangeness, Grant, obviously, as as one of South Africa's best known faces when it comes to YouTube. I mean, you've got to be loving the amount of success you've been having. I mean, it's what have you been up to? What exciting projects are you working on at the moment?
I'm finishing up my videos for the year, pretty much. I actually want to stop working for a while because it really, what people don't tell you about doing YouTube is that it's a lot of work. And this year's been a very interesting year. I come from a background of television, so I host a couple of TV shows and talk about video games and nerd-related content. And at the end of last year, I went to VidCon with some friends and got to see behind the scenes, behind the curtain, as they say, of what it's like to be in the YouTube scene. What is YouTube per se? And it was eye-opening. It was eye-opening in the way that I realized that television is just not where I should be aiming. After coming back from that and just spending the December holidays last year just thinking about it, I spent my tax break on gear for my studio and started focusing head on into YouTube. And it's been a long haul and a slog, but yeah, it's taking shape and it's coming through, but it's tiring. People don't tell you how much work that goes into this kind of stuff. My goal is to try upload a video a day, and you got to be on form every single day. editing, shooting, jack of all trades, software breaking.
Yeah, it's a tough timeline to live up to.
Yeah, it's tough. But I mean, that's the best guys in the world, like Ali. They're doing it 3 times a day, and there's good reason for there's method to that madness, and it's you know, it took me a while to be humble enough to accept that and go like, well, if I'm gonna go all in, I gotta follow some of the roots.
You got to make the sacrifice. Got to give up the time.
Yeah,
it is a tough one. I mean, the video editing, the amount of time that goes into that. I mean, I only know from a very, very small perspective, and I've taught myself how to do little bits in Premiere. But when you look at the level of some of the really good YouTubers out there, I mean, the things that they're doing and things they're adding to their video after spending all the time recording it, the amount of work that goes into creating the graphics, editing.
Really professional, like some of those things can be mistaken for like Hollywood productions even. Like, I don't know if you recently saw the DBZ fan-made film, The Light of Hope. I don't know if anyone saw that.
I did not.
No, I didn't know.
That's actually better than most action movies.
Well, are you going to tell me that it's better than the Dragon Ball Z movie? Because let's be honest, I could grab a couple of action movies and make
anything better than that movie.
It was pretty bad. So,
but do yourself a favor. Just Google Light of Hope and watch that movie sometime, and then you can really get a perspective of what people who do YouTube videos for a living really have to do with the time to make things that are really high quality and really watchable by pretty much everyone. But
yeah, and that's the challenge, eh? Like, sorry to interrupt, but you know, like when you watch what other, like, I really respect PewDiePie. I think he's one of the best guys in the scene.
Yeah.
And he's and a lot of people do just simply find him annoying. But I think it's the people that don't understand necessarily what his popularity is boiled down to, and like the production quality that he's putting, and what he's producing, in terms of like the narrative that's happening inside of his videos and how he's editing it is genius. There's a stroke of extreme intelligence and understanding of the medium that many YouTubers just don't get. And yeah, you can see like every day he's just upping his game. There's Lego stop motion, there's dramatic intros, there's stuff that if it adds to the story that he's got to do it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
I understand a lot of people don't like him as well. I think it's mostly boils down to jealousy in the end, actually, because what he does is actually his job never ends. So I'm really not understanding where all the hate is coming from towards this guy.
I think it. You know what? It's a new medium. And it's a new medium because it's only been around for a handful of years. I mean, YouTube is like 10 years old now or whatever.
Yeah.
And Let's Players are probably, it will be younger than that, probably 8 or so years old. I'd say that Giant Bomb were pretty much the first people to kind of dabble in that with their quick looks. But the visual literacy that viewers have had to like overcome to understand what a Let's Play is and are forming and evolving what that content is, it's new. And in very much the same way when like our grandparents were watching our parents get into like certain kinds of TV series while they were listening to the radio, they must have been thinking like, why are kids watching this,
the idiot box.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And what is so appealing about these sitcoms, or what is so appealing about reality TV is my favorite one. There was we were old enough to remember the transition into reality TV and how many people like coined it as the downfall of society and the height of voyeurism. And it was this when Survivor and Big Brother came out, like we all ridiculed it, but it's become normative for television at this time. And we understand it in a way that we can now translate it into a cooking show and do like the Great British Bake Off, because it's the same literacy but a different format. In very much the same way, like you can do Let's Plays, that literacy will start transforming into different kinds of Let's Plays. So we're seeing people do Let's Plays with code or writing a book or an article while they're doing that creative process. They're live streaming it, and people are familiar with the way of watching that kind of content, no matter how silly people who aren't familiar with it think it is, and like seeing the benefits of taking this new way of watching content into different kinds of mediums.
Yeah, that's one of the things some of my friends, strangely enough, majority of them being Irish, so I don't know if it's just something that's in the water or in the Guinness over there. But two good friends of mine in Ireland. So Stitching Kitten, she does a lot of sewing.
Okay.
And putting it out there and videoing it and showing us all like the steps
Brilliant.
and all that kind of thing. And then I've got another friend of mine, Darren, who's also from Ireland, the fantastic Pixel Republic, who's an incredibly talented graphic designer. And he often live streams himself going through the creative process of creating these company graphics for people and these 3D animated little things they want. I mean, and it's mind-blowing stuff. It's created from absolutely a blank canvas to all of a sudden you've got like a beer bottle is one of the ones he's working on at the moment. And there's drops of perspiration running down it, and it's the level of detail and all that. It's fascinating to watch, despite the fact that I know nothing about what he's doing. It's lovely. It's somehow becomes enjoyable. It's like the Bob Ross Twitch phenomena that happened. Everyone went mad and watched Bob Ross 24 hours a day, and I don't know if anybody else got caught up in that.
No.
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 I think you're showing your age.
Yeah.
I'm not that old. But no, I mean, look, there was so Bob Ross. I mean, he was the guy who used to paint the happy little trees. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think maybe he passed away, I know that he passed away, but I don't know if it was recently or a little while ago. But essentially, Twitch acquired the rights to stream his shows, which
amazing
over a course of I don't know how many years. Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about millions and millions of concurrent viewers for the entirety of his show, but like from the very first episode all the way through. It was fantastic. It was really, really nice to watch because you got people coming in the Twitch chat, and the chat was going mad. The chat was hilarious, but it was majority of people were gamers that were watching it. It wasn't art lovers, but it was people shouting out "Oh, clutch" when he's made a mistake and then had to cover it up, and it was just it was a bit silly, but it was like a really nice thing to see people getting into that whole other aspect of Twitch that it's starting to move towards, where it's not just gaming.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, now I've just got to find a skill that I can translate into into streaming other than gaming. I don't think I've got any other marketable skills, sadly.
You could show people your board game skills that you showed me today.
I'm not going to lie, my board game skills were on a tip-top form until I got my face smashed in by a probably 16-year-old boy at a game called Small World.
Do you really think he was 16? I thought he was 20.
Look, everyone below the age of 30 looks like they're 16 to me. Okay, as you pointed out, I am old. So yeah, that was at Yukon. Yeah, so we had some good fun there actually. I don't know if you got a chance to pop in there yesterday, Grant.
Hey?
Did you get a chance to pop in at Yukon yesterday?
Oh, sorry. I actually didn't. I've been grinding the whole weekend pretty much. So I was dying to go check it out. I hear that it was quite phenomenal. I saw some Facebook posts and some Twitter pics about it. But what is the atmosphere there? What is the attendance numbers? What are we like?
Well, Saturday was super busy because they had the Ultimate Gamer of the Year competition, where you had to like compete on various different genres of games, and it was packed. Today was a bit more quieter because it was just the cosplay competition, but it was nice because you actually had a chance to like demo the board games or go play some of the games they had there.
That's cool.
Or smash Guitar Hero.
Yeah, we were so awesome at that.
Which we did. We pretty much melted people's faces in a 25-meter radius. Like,
well,
so we were Guitar Heroes. It may be a little bit unfair because I play the pants out of Rock Band like all the time. Although most of the time when I'm playing Rock Band, I've got the microphone, and if you want me to give it up, you will literally have to sever my limb.
Jeez.
That's yeah, it's basically never play Rock Band with me if you want to sing, because I'm like a mother bear with that mic. I love it. So yeah, no, it was nice to just jam out on the guitar. It was hot, and it was I'm glad it was a bit quieter today because I wasn't there yesterday.
Sorry.
Bless you. That's quite all right. And I'm glad it was a bit quieter today, to be honest, because it was very warm.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, it would have been quite unpleasant if it had been as packed as Lauren said it was yesterday. But no, it's great. It was fantastic, awesome atmosphere. The stands, there was so much stuff to look at, and we ran into the guys from GeekNode, and they're fantastic. I'd give them a shout out because they were just absolutely lovely guys to talk to.
They gave us free T-shirts.
Well, that's
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. Well, I missed the first crate by 3 days. You have to have, if your subscription has to be in by the 10th of that month if you want to get that crate. And I put in my subscription on the 13th, and they were like, "Oh no, shame." Well, here we go. This T-shirt was in the first one, and gave it to me. So yeah, no, we're just really cool guys. Some awesome artwork, a lot of board games, a lot of cosplayers, and really impressive as well. There were some people who'd gone all out.
Oh, like good ones, not like those
Yes.
ones like putting you on a blanket and like, oh, I'm from Naruto.
No, there was this really amazing Harlequinn. Like she made like this life-size hammer out of a bin. It was awesome.
Oh,
She was my favorite, and there was some really great anime cosplay as well.
In fact,
this guy-
there was a lot of anime.
Yeah, then this guy made his own Pip-Boy. It was massive. It was amazing.
Oh.
That's incredible. Like
Yeah.
one thing I really like our cosplay scene here in Cape Town. I think it's actually in South Africa in general. You know, it's very positive and encouraging, and there's very little criticism, and it's very welcoming to people that want to get involved and try something new. And I think it's very much where I was hoping video game culture would be very, very welcoming to, you know, we grew up like with people not really digging what we do, you know, and kind of being abnormal. And you'd think that when you get older, you'd be like, yeah, like totally welcome everybody else who was kind of left on the sidelines. But
Exactly,
gaming
yeah.
has become quite a little circle of people who are just complaining that like kids are taking their vibe with mobile games. And
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I see it a lot, man. I see a lot of people who are like, yeah, but you know, you didn't suffer. You didn't go through what we went through.
I mean,
Like,
who
you know,
cares? How cool is it that kids can do
gaming's
that?
Cool.
you can ban
like
on your
with
phone.
I don't know. I've got a friend of mine who plays Hearthstone, and I play it on my PC, and he's jamming on his phone, and he's like,
Amazing.
sends me a message, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Have you got time for a game?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me jump on quick," and then I beat the snot out of him because he's only been playing for 2 days and doesn't really know what he's doing yet. But that's fine. And I'll stop.
Like that.
And
Yeah.
sorry, I was going to say as soon as he starts beating me, I'll of course quit playing with him.
As one does.
Obviously.
Is that what you're doing to me on Diablo?
Yes, I've overtaken you now, and if you reach a higher level than me without me being able to stay ahead, then that's it. Done. Sorry.
Harsh, eh?
No,
Yeah, like,
I'm happy with. I agree with Grant completely. Sorry, Grant, carry on, mate. I'm saying I agree.
Go for it.
I was going to say no. I agree with you completely. I love that the cosplay scene over here is taking off. I'm not into the cosplay scene massively myself. I don't have anywhere near the amount of skill to be able to put together the ensembles these people do. But I take my hat off to them. I think what they do is phenomenal. I love seeing that much commitment to your passion to be able to, you know, sit down and spend the countless hours that these people put into making these costumes. And I love the fact that so far, as from everything I've seen, we have, touch wood here, and I hope it remains this way, probably one of the safest cosplay environments that I've seen. If that makes sense. Well, I see all the time things on Twitter about cosplayers being manhandled or mistreated at events.
Oh, yeah, and everyone was super chilled and awesome.
Yeah, and it seems to be overseas, and here it seems to be a much more relaxed and, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's my impression that I've received. Now, I'm very happy if it is true.
Yeah, I picked up no creepy vibes. So.
Yeah, it's good, and like you notice all the kids as well that are doing it, and everybody's just like encouraging them and like not tuning them about it, just going, hey, you know. And how insane is it that kids can take something that they're passionate about, like watching an anime series, and then get down and dirty and get creative and learn a new skill that they might not have ever learned, and without it, this passion, and then build up the courage and bravery to be in a circle of people where they're enjoying this activity, right? And it's mind blowing for me. And like, I mean, it's such a positive and encouraging scene, and I think we should cultivate it in very much the same way that I think that Let's Plays, video game recording is that. It's like learning how to edit, learning how to present, how to show yourself in front of camera, building up your confidence. It's the same. It's a similar thing, you know. And no matter if it leads anywhere or it becomes a success, it's irrelevant. It's more it's a creative endeavor, and it's something we should be cultivating.
No, I agree. When I started out, I eventually decided I needed a green screen, and I looked at the price it was going to cost me to go and buy one, so I made my own. And that was an interesting thing. I had to learn some strange skills for that, about, you know, stitching things and putting eyelets into materials and all this. I mean, I never would have had a clue. Now, and I have a functioning green screen. It's not the prettiest green screen in the world, but it works, mostly.
It's all about the lighting, bro. It's all about the lighting.
Oh no, I know. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem at the moment. Actually, I use too thin a material, and so yeah, if there's any light behind it, it shines a little bit through, and it's not too bad, but it's just a little bit comes through, and it drives me nuts.
Well, if you double up your fabric, like,
it should stop it. Yeah, that's my plan, is to basically just redo it. It's a case of sitting down and finding the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we saw today at UConn, I mean, I don't know, Lauren, I don't know if you saw him, but there was a little boy running around wearing, no, I may be completely wrong, but he looked like a Naruto character, Shikamaru.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there was also, on Saturday, there were a few kids that were dressed up with their parents.
Yeah, it's so
amazing.
nice. And it's, I love the fact that parents are encouraging and nurturing it. I really do. You know, it's not a case of, oh, my boy, no, put that down, go get a rugby ball. It's a case of, is this what you dig? Yes. Cool. Then come, let's go.
Yeah.
That's the way it should. That's the way life should be.
I agree.
I agree. Snap.
Snaps all round. Except for Werner. Werner doesn't agree. Werner thinks everyone should get punched in the head and made to do what they're told. Go back in your room and study.
I did not say that.
No. I just wanted to give you some abuse. Yes. Anyway, so on the YouTube, we were saying about the YouTube side and the picking up new skills and that kind of thing. It's something that I've been thinking about recently. South Africa is not the best environment to get into streaming video. If YouTube seems to be better. Okay, we still suffer a bit from our slow upload speed on our standard ADSL lines, because, you know, obviously, I mean, the most you really get is about a meg up, and then when you're uploading, forget about it, it's not even going to be anywhere near that. So it still takes a while to upload. But streaming and that kind of thing, we're never going to be able to compete with the people who've got like 50 meg up. We're sitting at maybe 700k up, so we have to downscale our videos, and it ends up the quality not being as good. What do you think about and how did you find it? I mean, did you, when you were trying to get started in YouTube in South Africa, did you feel that maybe our infrastructure held you back a bit?
Yes. Look, to be honest, YouTube wasn't the first online video that I ever started doing. Back in like 2009, 2010, I worked at a company called Zoopy, and they were trying to compete with YouTube at the time, try to be like South Africa's YouTube was the goal.
Right.
What we learned then was, I mean, like, we're looking at 5 years ago, that there were a whole bunch of other challenges that we had that other countries didn't, and YouTube was evolving in its own way. I mean, they just released partnership programs, I think, in 2010 while we were there, and I learned very quickly how to adapt then to the limitations that viewers as well as creators had when making content, because you had to, you know, you want people to watch your video content on a mobile device, because that was the majority of our views were coming from. They were probably watching on 3G, so we had to use solutions like Sorensen to squeeze video files down to like 5 megs, 3-minute videos down to like 5-10 megs. It was crazy.
Wow.
So there was a whole bunch of limitations. So I knew going straight into this year that we'd have a whole bunch of limitations. Our infrastructure has improved a lot. It's closer to international infrastructure than I think we give it credit for, and I think it's getting there faster and faster. If you really wanted to, there's fiber available for you in certain areas that you could probably, like, you got a friend who has an office that you could probably tap into and stream with. There is affordable 4G now, which is ample to stream with. Like starts at like what, $500 a month for like 20 gigs. You could probably do a session or two a month with $500, which is it's if you think laterally and out of the box, there are ways to do it. But earlier this year I did a video collab with a guy called Wizite. He's a Destiny YouTuber and does a bunch of Call of Duty stuff. If Wizite's listening, he's just hit 100,000 subs. Congrats!
Wow, that is something to congratulate someone on. That is impressive.
He told me something very interesting. He was just like, work within your means and make it happen. So I was uploading at the time. I had started uploading full Dota games because I thought that was sustainable. You know, a full hour Dota match, sometimes 20 minutes if you're lucky or unlucky.
Yeah.
That was not the right way to do it. Like one of the smartest things that those guys have taught me is that it's a business. You run it like a business. You look at your strengths and your weaknesses. You take it seriously and you work at it. You don't give up and go, well, this is all I can do, you know, like whatever. You push for it. So that's why I've dropped my watch time. Well, my videos, what you call it, length.
Length, yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, like I can't. It's not that people won't be able to watch anything longer, because when I do upload something that's 15 minutes, people watch it. But it's not sustainable for me to upload, 20-minute videos that I've edited. It's just like it's impractical. So I'm following a lot of what Markiplier and PewDiePie do, because their videos are 5-10 minutes. They're uploading a video a day. That's same as Ali. Those are their limitations, because practically they can't output anything more than that. And I know that that's going to be my limitation. So if you are like creating stuff in South Africa and you have a bunch of limitations, like work around it, I suppose. Stuff is expensive, but you can make green screens are pricey, but you can make a plan. You don't necessarily
you can make your own.
Yeah, I made my own. It's $500.
Did you go the plumbing pipe route that I went?
Yes, I actually did.
Hey, there we go.
I got white PVC pipes and measured it out. Got a thingied and just plugged it together.
Okay, cool. That seems to be the standard go-to way to get it done. That's exactly the same.
Hardware stores are your friend. They actually,
really
I've learned to like in a weird way get giddy inside a hardware store. Like I just see possibility everywhere I go. You just go ooh, and then they I never knew this, but they cut wood for you and they cut pipes for you to your specification. You think like, oh, I need the saw at home. No, you don't. They just do it there. No. So you build it in your head on a piece of paper. Go to a hardware store. They'll cut it for you.
I think you need to meet my mother. I think you guys have the same enthusiasm for hardware stores.
It just came naturally. I was just like, my eyes just saw like the tunnel of an infinite like possibilities, and it was just like, if I didn't have a gaming channel, I'd probably be doing a DIY channel.
Oh, there you go, little tool the Tim Man. Was it Tim the Toolman Taylor?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to explain what... Lauren, have you ever seen the movie Home Improvements? Movie series? Did you ever see it?
I remember it when I was like very young.
Okay.
But I don't remember what it was about. I just remember the one dude that was in it.
Yeah, you're probably better off.
Okay.
Not remembering, to be honest. But yeah, what you said, Grant, about them cutting the PVC pipes as well. Yeah, that was an eye opener for me as well. I went in and I was like, oh god, I've got all these pipes now. I just got to go take them. Like I don't have a clamp or a vise or something that I can hold it in to keep it steady. So I'm gonna have to like kneel on it. I don't want to slip and take off a thumb. Just all the stupid things that can happen and which generally do around me. And then the guy's like, yo, what lengths do you need this cut to? I was like, wait.
You do that?
Wait, what? What are you talking about? And immediately I'm like, okay, cool. This length. I'll be back because I'm going to go and drop off about 600 rands worth of stuff that I was going to have to buy just to cut those pipes. So yeah, it ends up it's not an expensive process to go through. It's not too bad at all. And it's kind of fun.
Yeah, like that's actually the joy for me. The whole thing, everything that in the studio is pretty much DIY. Like the unboxing table, the studio itself, the curtains, the acoustic, the lights, even the lights that I've got are like many different solutions of DIY scenarios. Yeah, the green screen, and I thoroughly dig it. Like, I'll go, if you see me ever on a shoot or at an event and I'm covering it, I often have a DIY solution for lights and a camera, because that stuff's expensive. So like I go like, how do I use my current like pile of camera stuff to like reconstruct a light, and sometimes actually use the light as a handle to hold the camera, because I want to use my lights. Yeah.
You gotta use it. Yeah. No, well, I saw you at hard at work at the M-Web Battlefront launch. So, no, I saw you. Yeah, you were grabbing yourself. So there's a respect for the amount of running around that you did that night.
Thanks.
Because while I was sitting back and having a beer and contemplating whether or not I liked Battlefront, I'd look over occasionally to see Grant go zipping past, interviewing someone, and this and back and this. I was like, okay, cool, have fun. So yeah, well done. Yeah, I watched the video that you put on that, and I mean for homemade products or homemade aids, shall I say, to the process. I mean, it all comes out very, very well. It looks extremely high production value. So well done, sir.
Thank you.
That's
tiring.
My pleasure.
That's cool.
yeah. It pays off in the long run, I guess. So yeah, I actually we've been speaking about YouTube for quite a while. So I thought maybe I'd open up the floor to anyone about games and such. Things what we is supposed to be talking about at some stage. The games of 2015. There have been some fantastic ones. They've recently given the Game of the Year award to the game that deserved it most, Witcher 3.
You think so?
I honestly do. As a massive Fallout fan, it cuts me to say it, but I honestly just think that the way that game was put together, the story. I mean, look, I've got a lot of invested interest in it. Due to the fact that I've read all the books, played all the games, and there's a whole lot of you gain so much more of a link to the characters through doing those extra little bits. I just thought it was a phenomenal end to a fantastic series. I thought they'd done a great job.
Right.
And CD Projekt Red, they won Studio of the Year.
Don't you think you guys all watched the show, right? I assume.
Not all of it. I caught bits where I could.
The CD Projekt Red guys didn't wear a suit. Disappointed. They could have spruced up. I think he came in flip flops.
I didn't see that.
People here are taking this seriously. You're not taking this seriously enough, bro.
It's like, I don't know. Hey, maybe it's a different thing over in Poland.
Yeah, to be honest, my CEO wears flip-flops and shorts to the office every day.
No, I get the workplace, but it's an event of decorum. Or at least
I missed
what's
that
that guy's name who's developing No Man's Sky? He seems to always be wearing the same shirt. Like,
maybe he's like a cartoon character with.
So like whenever you see him, he's wearing the exact same shirt, and this is like over a span of like a year's worth of interviews. To me, I'm sure he changes the shirt, but to me, it just looks like the same damn shirt every time. I mean, he appeared like that. No, it's just like this. It's just like this little plaid button-down former type shirt, It's like.
I think Lauren might be right. It's his lucky interview shirt.
It could be.
He got laid in it or something.
It could be. I mean, he showed up on E3.
That's the lucky shirt.
He showed up on E3 and did a whole presentation dressed like that, and then months later is like another show, and it's like wearing the same shirt, and another show, wearing the same shirt. Like, so I think that might be the interview shirt. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, I like it. So,
what is the shirt?
What do you guys?
Maybe, I'm very interested.
It's like this red little.
I'm gonna look it.
It's like
look it up.
Plain old little red checkered shirt that he wears, and
Good.
I think he has it in multiple colors as well.
Maybe okay. Steve Jobs had this thing called decision fatigue. So actually, it's a true thing. Yeah. It's a real thing. Like you can get tired of making choices. Yeah. So you just had, he had a new that black polo neck. He had one every day in his cupboard, pretty much. So
he does not have to make a decision on what to wear for that day. That's one less decision to be made.
Exactly.
I have thrown up a link in the Skype chat. I will make it available in the description below the podcast so that you can see the plaid shirt in question. And it is the first after I did a quick little. It's not a bad shirt. I mean, I can see what it's a good choice for the lucky shirt.
Sean Murray is his name, by the way. Sean Murray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, it could be the lucky shirt. I like it.
Sounds like somebody you went to high school with. Sean, hey, Sean.
Oh, Sean, hey, dude. What's up, man? What you been doing?
Moving over here from England, I got all the stupid questions. So I got the
Just
most amazing question I got about. Sorry, it always reminds me when people say things about like, oh, it sounds like someone you went to school with. I used to get, oh, you're from England. I know a guy from England. His name's Sean or Paul.
Oh yeah, did you know him?
Did you know? Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're from England. You must know him, surely.
Sean.
Surely.
You sound like you're from London.
I got that when I went to Southeast Asia earlier this year. People ask me if I know their friends in African countries, not just South Africa, but like Kenya.
Yeah. Hey, you're from Africa. Do you know John? John in Tanzania. Tanzania, bro.
Oh, yeah, John. John's a legend. Yeah. No, it's a strange one. So I'll tell you what. At least this guy Sean Murray, who we may have possibly have all been to school with. I like him.
Yeah,
Maybe he's gone with the decision fatigue option, a la Steve Jobs, or maybe he's got his lucky shirt.
Someone told him, his aunt told him that shirt fits him very, very well. And his mother had that
so
realization.
Handsome in it.
I'm going with the sex theory.
That shirt was the shirt that he got lucky in, and from then on, it was his lucky shirt. Is that the theory?
Yes.
Well, according to the Google image search, if you can just check the Skype window there. I put up image search of the Sean Murray guy. All his shirts pretty much look the same.
So they're not necessarily the same.
No, he seems to have about
just
3 variants that he wears.
Okay, well that's at least we know.
He has more than one shirt. So apologies to Sean Murray. All right.
So as this podcast kind of develops into like the fashion of geeks.
Yeah, we have to discuss
this.
I like that.
Yeah,
Geek fashion.
I'm sitting here in a pair of jean short and not like short shorts, like knee length, and a Darth Vader
I'm wearing
t-shirt.
short shorts.
Yeah, but you're a girl. You can get away with it a bit better than I can. I don't have the thighs. My cellulite's gotten out of control. It's terrible.
Hey, darling, you must get some coconut oil. Coconut oil solves all your problems.
Seriously?
Yes. You can put it on your hair, on your nails.
I thought
bio oil,
wonders. I suppose it's cheaper than bio oil. I thought bio oil does that.
No.
Does it? No?
You know, coconut oil is the new bio oil.
Yeah,
that stuff is good. That's
now you know.
Strange thing. Liz, my girlfriend and I, we're currently going vegan. And we were going for coconut products like left, right, and center, and now they're everywhere. So like Woolworths has a coconut range. That stuff that's just gonna get expensive soon. So I'm worried.
Yeah,
people are finding all these like cool things about it to take. Stop advertising coconut oil. It's bad for you.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. All you have to do is wait for someone somewhere to just mention one word in one report that it's bad for you, and then it'll fly around the globe. Like the bacon causes cancer. Everything's got carcinogens in it. Everything. If you have too much of anything, you're gonna die from it. Even too much oxygen will kill you. So.
Do you think too much sex can kill you?
Yes.
Definitely.
Too much of anything will end you, no matter how much fun you're having at the time or how enjoyable it might be, whether it be coconuts, whether it be bacon, or whether it be sex. Too much of anything is bad. So, yeah, we'll just have to find that one report, Grant, that says coconut's bad. Whack that up outside every Woolworths in the country and you're safe. You can enjoy all the coconuts with a les and everything will be perfect.
Perfect. I'm in.
I think it's a good idea. Back on getting away from fashion and coconuts for 2 seconds. What did you guys think was Game of the Year? If you didn't think, because you did sound a little bit surprised that I said that I agreed with Witcher 3.
Look, this year, it's been fantastic. It's been one of the most incredible gaming years in a long time. It came, this year, what's it like? It's a year or two after the consoles released. It's a really good time. There's pretty much no new hardware, barring the Elite controller. It's a good time for software. I do not necessarily go all in for open world RPGs. It's not necessarily my jam. I appreciate them. I think they're incredible feats of engineering. I think that they have great appeal, but I have pushed myself away from them because I'm not in high school anymore, and I can't afford to sink the time into a game like Skyrim or Fallout the way I could when I was in high school. I don't know if you guys remember the long, like people who are listening to this podcast might have just finished school for the year. It's the first weekend out of school. Like, you probably are buckling down for an entire week of Fallout. No one's bothering you. You are one lucky person. Enjoy it while it lasts, because this is a wonderful time in your life.
It goes until you have kids. Like in my situation, like I've got all the time in the world, and people are like, "What are you doing this evening? What do you think I'm doing? I'm at home."
Yeah, my little brothers are all
Video
over
games.
Fallout and Skyrim at the moment.
Exactly, and like it's that's gonna be their jam for a long time. Also, you can't afford to buy every game, right? So you're looking for a game that you can squeeze all the lemon juice out of, and that is generally an open world RPG. So for consumers, people like who are playing like 1 or 2 games a year, they are super lucky. They've had like the cream of the crop, and they're probably going to be playing like Fallout Witcher till the end of the year, buying Fallout next year, playing that all the way through, and getting as much value out of it as possible. I, on the other hand, really, really loved games like Ori. I loved Ori.
Oh, it was amazing.
Already.
Well, it also won the best artwork award.
Yeah, no, totally. The art direction was phenomenal in that game, and it was an incredible. It was an incredible. It reminded me of games I played when I was younger on the Genesis, for instance. I really, I really love that.
Now you have to explain to Lauren what a Genesis was.
I'm not that young,
You played Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Then you know. You know what a Sega Mega Drive is.
I didn't graduate this year from high school. I'm saying, I'm older than that.
You're right. Yeah, the time it takes is hard. It's
I get angry, not angry. I get like bitter towards it. Like it's a good friend that just doesn't want to see me. It's like, oh, fine. I can see all the fun I can have in you, but you don't want to play, so you can go away right now. I'll speak to you when I got some time. I also love Batman. Damn, Batman was my jam.
So cute.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah, Arkham Knight was my jam. I had this moment. I just on one Friday I was supposed to do a ton of work, and one Friday I just got into my underpants and I put in Batman and I played it all the way through till Sunday and finished it. I had other plans, but they just didn't materialize. I was supposed to see friends. I didn't check WhatsApp.
Good choice. Like, God, no time now. Must save Gotham.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you were playing on PS4.
Yes, I was. How did you know?
Because if you'd been playing on PC, you would have got about 20 minutes into it and just got, I can't do this.
20 minutes if you're lucky.
It wouldn't have even like. No, okay, 20 minutes after the patch.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look, to be honest, after the patch, the patch solved a majority of the issues. I mean, I did still have a few big frame rate drops, but I mean, when the game released, I looked at the difference between what the PS4 was putting out and what a high-end PC with, I mean, make no bones about it, a lot more under the hood than a PS4. And because of all the things that they'd stripped out when they ported it, it looked so bad and it ran so poorly. I mean, it would have been acceptable to have thought that Ubisoft had created it. I mean, it ran that badly at launch. Although, having said that, apparently the new Assassin's Creed is apparently one of the best and runs like a dream.
On PC?
Apparently so. I was amazed. I was like, this is a complete utter turnaround. A good friend of mine, Scanner Barkley, I saw him tweet on... he tweeted on me out saying, I don't know what's going on. He said... He says this year's completely blown his mind, and he said something about one thing, and he's like, and Ubisoft released an Assassin's Creed game that was completely playable on launch day, and he's like, I don't know what to do with this. So yeah, apparently it's running like an absolute champion.
Well, that's
so
pretty awesome.
Good for them.
Yeah, well done.
Well, good news.
We should praise companies as much as we should tune them when they're wrong, right?
Absolutely. If they go 100%, listen, I'm all for climbing on someone's back if they've done something wrong and telling them, listen, this was not right. You did this poorly. Like, you put 2 weeks effort into porting a game, something along those lines. You've done a bad job. But also then you have to then celebrate accomplishments. So I mean, if the new Assassin's Creed is running as well as it is, then hey, look, that actually makes me brighten up a little bit more and start to re-look at the Division, which I'd taken my eyes off completely.
Oh yes.
I mean, I think I was so excited.
Just out of interest, how many of you guys have played Just Cause yet?
Not yet. I've been thinking. A friend of mine said
I've watched it being played, but I haven't played it myself.
See,
No,
I spoke to
sounds
friends.
good.
I spoke to friends last night. Squantoon, in fact, who's one of the guys I play with most often in the States. He said it's absolutely amazing, brainless fun, just like you want Just Cause to be. It has got some graphical issues on PC, he says, but they're not insurmountable. You know, it happens, and then you're like, that sucks, and then you just carry on throwing C4 onto everything you can see.
Yeah, apparently, actually, if you've got a GeForce card, there's some instructions that of the new patch on the card to make it better. So that seems to be okay.
What do you guys think of Dying Light?
It was that also came out this year. Damn, that was good.
No, there was a lot of good games. Dying Light was fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I played a fair amount co-op. I thought the parkour system in that game was amazing.
Yes, it worked well, actually.
And
It worked very well.
They finally made a zombie game that was actually a bit scary. Like the first time you were being chased at night by I can't remember what the hell those things were called. I was genuinely a bit on the scared side. It wasn't.
It's like super realistic.
Oh no, there's this thing chasing me. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
It was like, oh my god, get me out of here! No, I don't like it.
I've been so excited this year because it's been, it's kind of been. The early part of the year had a lot of releases. Like Dying Light was one of them, and next year we also have a lot of early releases like Far Cry Primal and
Which looks good.
like the Division. And I think instead of having that whole end of year like smash like we had this year, I think we're going to start seeing a more even rollout of titles, which is going to be fun. We've had quite a lot of cool games this year. Like it's been a year, hey.
Life is Strange is also pretty awesome.
Ooh, I'm so
Life is
keen to
Strange.
play that. It's on
It won
sale,
some
isn't
awards.
Yeah, I think it was on that Steam sale recently. Steam sale.
Actually,
Was-
sorry. Talking
sorry.
about games on sale, if you haven't checked out the Humble Bundle monthly deal,
Yeah?
it's a monthly subscription for Humble Bundle, so it's a similar kind of thing as your
Oh
weekly,
my
where
goodness,
you
this
give
is
them
amazing.
a charity amount, and they
Yeah.
give you every month you pay $7, and then you'll just get a bunch of games. And this month it is phenomenal. Like the games they've put into this are some top class
Wait,
ones.
are you talking about the Codemasters one now?
I'm
there's
are
the
you on
monthly
Humble
one.
Bundle right now? Yeah, go to the monthly bundle and have a look at that for $7. It's got Rust, Banished, Payday 2. I don't know what Neon Struct is, but Payday 2's with a whole bunch of DLC. Chroma Squad, Company Heroes 2 with both DLCs, and Company Heroes 2 is a personal favorite of mine. And it's $7. It's nothing.
It's gone up to 12 now.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it up to
it's
12? Okay,
12,
well,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still pretty. It's still pretty.
No,
low.
It's still worth it.
Neon Struct looks
Absolutely.
awesome. Company of Heroes 2. Damn.
Company Heroes 2 is an
Damn.
amazing game. Amazing game. I've poured hours into that.
November had Besieged. No.
Yep.
Missed out on that. That was on my wish list.
Wait,
Saints Row.
I think the Humble Bundle. Oh yes, it was. It was last month. Yep. It was Besieged. Yep.
Oh, that's
Not
crazy.
Besieged. Sorry. Yeah. There's so many good games. Humble Bundle. If you guys haven't checked it out, humblebundle.com, and proceeds go to charity. So you are supporting a good cause as well. Funnily enough, though, the most impressive Humble Bundle I've ever seen was the EA Games one. It was phenomenal. It was like probably about 15 EA titles.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was about the time I think that Battlefield 4
Look.
came out. So it didn't have Battlefield 4. It had up to Battlefield 3, but it had like all the DLC and everything. It was
Honestly,
amazing bundle.
the Codemasters Humble Bundle, the primary one, is also amazing at the moment. Colin McRae
yeah.
Rally, Operation Flashpoint, and Red River, the DLC, Dirt Showdown, Grid 2, Overlord, which is really good as well, and Hospital Tycoon, which looks like fun. I never really played it. And then there's
Did
a
you
whole
ever
bunch
play?
of stuff.
Did you ever play Theme Hospital?
Oh, that
Yes.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
if it's
brilliant.
if it's anything like Theme Hospital, man, I will play that one to death.
You can actually get Team Hospital for free. There's like
I
people who
have
made-
it. I still have a CD.
Oh,
Team Hospital
well,
on
you
it.
can. There's a project somewhere on the net that caught my eye a while ago where you can actually. It was I think it's freeware project or something. They went and remade the entire game without including Bullfrog, the original developer, at all. They just did it over and didn't include them at all, and then just said, "Oh well, it's a hobby. We did it for fun." So
I think it might even be. I think it might actually be available as abandonware.
Yeah, I think
so.
it
If you
is.
check out like Home of the Underdogs, which is a fantastic abandonware site for
Oh,
games
yes,
that you can get legally without paying for, because it is officially considered abandoned. I think if they haven't sold
Yeah,
a copy
yeah.
for 5 years or 10 years, something like that. So well
Yeah.
worth checking out. And that game was great fun, man. When the guy came in with like covered in hair, and then you had to electrocute him, and all the hair fell off, and it was like, yay! Yeah, that's my childhood right there.
Odd memory.
But yeah, so there we go. Yes, Humble Bundle, support a charity and get some awesome games. I mean, look, don't tie yourself down into the mistaken concept that only new games are worth playing.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
there's
the case.
definitely older games that are worth a second look, even in today's day and age. I mean, retro gaming is very in. I mean, there's games from 1998 and even earlier being played now, and people doing Let's Play videos of like vintage games. I saw a Let's Play of Super Mario the other day.
Nice.
So, so, people
So
are
keen.
definitely-
That's a great idea.
If I could get Commander Keen,
Commander Keen. Oh, that
Wow.
dude, that was
Oh.
proper. That old
Speaking of-
Apogee logo popping up, that was amazing. Sorry, Lauren, carry on.
Okay, so speaking of retro games, did you see that news about Crash Bandicoot being relaunched or something?
Yes.
Was that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So
Have you not
Grant,
seen it yet?
No,
Lord.
but now I'm feeling a little bit of your hype is now seeping towards me because I love Crash Bandicoot. Like I have such fond memories of when I was in Matric. I used to go around to my friend Natasha's place and she had a PlayStation. We'd just sit and jam it for hours. It was amazing.
Yeah, I used to play it with my dad all the time when I used to go to his house for the weekend.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Well, and then there's the Final Fantasy VII remake coming.
Oh,
I don't know if
yes.
you guys did you see the new trailer for it?
I saw it. Yes.
Oh, it looks so good. Cloud Strife coming back, chopping everyone
Yeah,
with a
I'm-
sword
I'm-
6 times his size.
I'm still waiting for the Final Fantasy VIII remake. I've had enough of 7 now. It had too much attention. I mean, it had a movie, had so much focus already. When are they going to do anything to 8? Because 8 was similarly awesome and also has a cult following. And awesome characters, awesome moments, awesome story. But yet
It was the
everyone...
one with Cypher, so
yes, with Cypher and Squall, the little...
Lionheart.
Yeah, the
Lionheart.
little cryy type of emo dude thingy. But I just think there's so much going on for Final Fantasy VIII that people tend to overlook. And even Final Fantasy X, I mean, they did a HD remaster of it the other day. And yet they again overlooked Final Fantasy VIII. And I just don't understand why. Every time they're asked about it, Square is just like, "Yeah, well, hey, Joe, so how about 7? So I don't know if there's a big plan coming for it or what, but I just really like to see something happening with 8 as well. 7 is amazing and all, but I just think it has so much attention and hype around it already. I don't know what you guys think, but I've pretty much had enough of 7. I mean, it's going to be amazing when it comes out, and I'm going to play it and everything, but I'm always going to be longing for that, that Final Fantasy 8 remake,
Maybe they'll come up with it. I mean, I don't think I enjoyed 8 as much as I did 7. 7 for me was...
Well,
it
7 was where most
one of
people
the-
started, with the Final Fantasy series. And it's nostalgic because of that, and it's dear to many people's heart because of that. Now, in retrospect of me, of course, I played Final Fantasy 8 first. And then I played 7, and I was like, well, I don't really see what the big deal is.
Fair enough.
So,
One of those. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess-
hopefully they'll remake all of them at some stage.
yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Although, tell you what, sorry, just to completely derail this, talking about trailers, Batman versus Superman. new
Ah,
trailer.
yes. Was that Doomsday that we saw?
It
I-
could be.
I'm not Yeah, I don't know. Grant, I don't know if you saw it or...
I didn't because I was told that it would give too much away. I saw Pro Syndicate tweet about it, and I was like, "What? I'm not gonna." I dodged that bullet.
All right. Well then. Okay.
Well, does it? Does it give too much away?
Well,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so because it still leaves a lot of questions open. I mean, it sets up where they're going with this line of movies, like how they're going to merge the DC separate franchises of Superman and Batman, and then bring in a third character to create a group of people who enjoy a friendship and also the shared viewpoint that justice is good, and you might even say they form a league based around it. So yeah, you know that like they're definitely gearing it towards going into the creation of Justice League, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
You've got the Martian coming in there. You've got like
Martian Manhunter.
Wonder Woman looked amazing.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is also a big new feature of this movie. It's like the first true Marvel heroine. No, I mean DC heroine. Sorry, that's coming in. That's actually like a role model because that'll maybe give some people on Twitter some other characters to cosplay. Because I see the only cosplay they seem to be doing these days is Lara Croft. So hopefully Wonder Woman takes off in cosplay as well because
She
of
seems
this.
to be a lot more darker as well in the trailers.
She does seem to be, yes, and her movie is actually in co-development as well at the same time now, and it seems to be having a World War One setting, which is quite interesting. But yeah, I think the trailer does give some interesting little tidbits away, but also not so much that you don't have to go see the movie. A villain is shown that does resemble Doomsday in a big way, but again, you can't confirm that it is him or that it is not him, because look, Lex Luthor is involved, and he's known for his little schemes. So what I think is the most likely explanation is that he went and got some Superman blood or whatever, and he made his own little, anti-Superman thingy to fight them. So, yeah, I think that's the most likely explanation, because I'm not sure they're going to hit you with a big threat like Doomsday right off the bat in the first movie where the Justice League isn't even assembled yet to oppose him.
I think, Grant, to be honest, I think you're probably safe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say give it a watch. I mean, I'm not as much of a DC fan as I am Marvel, but I still know the franchise. I still know the rough storylines and the characters and everything. And I mean, I still came away from it going, oh wait, I wonder if that is or if something's new. And there's a scene in there where you'll see someone's face being unzipped who you'll recognize immediately, which will make you ask a lot of questions. It might hint at answers towards them, but it doesn't just flat out go, yo, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Which
Brainiac.
No.
Well, no, we haven't.
You'll see a body bag with a face in it being opened, and you'll go, what? And then,
exactly like that.
Absolutely.
The idea I get from the trailer is that Bruce Wayne is severely pissed off with Superman because he destroyed the entire bloody city in his movie, and because actually in the trailer you see Bruce Wayne holding.
You can't give away too much.
No, but you see it in the trailer, dude.
Oh yeah, okay.
See, he's sitting there holding a corpse, and he's looking at that, that world-changing machine thingamajig they had in Man of Steel, and then he's checking it out while it's destroying the city, and he's all looking all vengeful at it and stuff. So I think there's more to
his parents, his mom.
It could be. I don't know. It could be.
Mom,
I
Dad,
don't know what.
If we see another scene in a Batman movie of his parents dying, that's the moment I
that'll
leave
be the
cinema.
end.
Yeah,
that'll be the end for Batman.
I think we had enough of the old.
I think they could just
everyone knows.
I'll give them a code. I'll let them get away with it for 10, 20 seconds to allude to it. But if they have a whole entire 10-minute scene dedicated to it, I'm out. That's it.
I have seen Bruce Wayne's parents die more times than if he was real than if he would have seen in his dreams and nightmares. It's every single time they're like, oh, we're going to reboot this with a new actor. Hey, no one's ever heard of Batman. Let's show why he got really angry. Oh, look, it's because his parent died. Everyone's going, we know. It's the same as Spider-Man. Stop killing Uncle Ben.
The best cosplayer I ever seen, Bruce Wayne's parents. And they're laying there dead. And with the sign next to them, Bruce Wayne's parents. And they actually won the cosplay competition.
That's brilliant.
That's good. That is
Yeah,
good.
so that's
Love
quite
that.
awesome. On a similar note, I see they're doing additions for the young Han Solo, for the Han Solo movie that's supposed to hit us in a few years. And right now, they've seen about 2,500 actors.
And
Wow.
I see
Yeah,
you're not impressed with Sean Lurik's auditioning.
No, actually not. For everyone who doesn't know who that is Coral from
Coral!
Dead. Yeah,
Coral.
Coral, you want to kill the zombies, Coral. Yeah, he's a very popular choice right now for the young Han Solo, and the internet have literally lost their shit over this.
That would be almost as bad as bringing
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen back.
Yes, that would
I'm
be-
keen. If we can welcome in the Carl jokes, I'm in.
Oh, I tell you what, the amount of memes that would flow
Oh,
forth
man.
from the internet would be crazy. Like you'd have like Coral Han Solo mashups.
Yeah,
Solo. I actually. Oh god, I'm right. Wait, sorry, I'm just going to open up
You're really starting
Photoshop.
it. You're really starting it. And then I see
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
popular, well, actually the most popular choice right now is Nick Robinson. He was that kid who like hit on girls in Jurassic World.
Oh yeah, and he like magically found and lost his phone the whole time.
Yeah, it like didn't make any sense for him even to be there, but alright. Like apparently the world is falling apart, no, but we're gonna quickly check if we can ask a girl out. But yeah, that guy is the front runner at the moment. But knowing Hollywood, you know, people were saying a lot of things with the Batman casting as well, and then they chose someone completely different. So I don't know. I guess it remains to be seen. I also see some other names like Aaron Taylor Johnson and Rami Malek, and you know Colton Haynes. There's a lot of names in the barrel right now, but I think it'll probably go to the most deserving person, and that person is probably going to have to undergo a lot of CGI to make him look like a young Harrison Ford.
Poor guy. Coral. I see. I kind of want it to be Coral now as well. Damn it, Grant. What have you
I'm all
done?
in. I'm all in.
You're leaving out the best part. You're going to have Coral running around with Chewbacca. So
Oh, with like a little Chewbacca.
yeah,
Come on,
it's
that
like-
couldn't make
It'd be
kids
like a little-
together. Who wrote that story?
That would be great.
Calvin and
Right.
Hobbes.
Oh no! That would be. See if that would be great. And then it's only in his imagination that Chewbacca's real. Everyone else sees him with a stuffed toy, and he's like, "Get them, Chewbacca!" And everyone just thinks he's got mental issues, but it's happening in his
And then
mind.
the
He's
whole
happy.
of the Star Wars series makes no sense.
yeah, very much.
Listen,
not.
old Harrison Ford has managed to star in a movie where he did not even need to be there.
Yeah,
Raiders, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What, did he do like 3 scenes or something?
No. The character of Indiana Jones had absolutely no bearing on the story whatsoever.
Yeah, he might have not even
the
been
whole
there.
reason for him being there was to stop the Nazis from getting hold of the Ark of the Covenant and opening it, which he failed to do, and they opened and it killed them all. If he hadn't been there, they would have opened it. It would have killed them all.
Yeah.
I actually never saw that. I to be honest, I haven't really seen Indiana Jones.
Oh,
Well, give it a watch,
I
but
grew up with it. I loved it.
I play
Yeah,
Uncharted, bro. I think I've got enough of that.
There we go, Ray. You could just commit genocide and blow up, 1,000-year-old temples and no one says. I love Nathan Drake. He's fantastic.
I find Lara
He's
Croft is
absolutely
doing
great.
exactly the same thing these days.
She
Yeah, she is.
Going
used
into
to-
these
she used to-
ancient tombs and just blowing them up.
yeah, it's like
I've always
But she's like a-
amazed me how many ancient cultures kept bullets and hand grenades stashed in small amphora and pots.
apparently a
around the
lot of
place.
them. You open the coffin and there's just like an alien rifle in there, because it's always been there.
and torches that have stayed lit ever since the place was sealed. Like it's blows my mind. And I understand why it has to be done. But if you think there's certain parts in Uncharted, and I love the Uncharted series, but where you find the way into this place, to a tomb or whatever, and you know that no one could have possibly got there before you, but when you get there, the enemy's ahead of you. And you're like, wait, have you got teleporters? Because that would really make my life easier if I can take one. Like it's a weird thing, but it's fine because then at the end of the day you just murder everyone that you see and then blow up the historical monument.
It's
Job done.
On an unrelated note, have you noticed how there's always like when you make a phenomenal discovery, like let's say what was that thing with Nicolas Cage that he was looking at for the thing?
National Library.
National Library, yes, no, National Treasure.
Was that what it's called? National
that
Treasure. That's it. Oh. National Library sounds like a
Does
much
he come back
worse
with
movie.
And then there's always like this bad guy, like he's interested in the exact same thing, and you always have to race his ass to get to the thing that you want. It seems like that's the basis. Like if you find something important, there's gonna be some evil guy who makes no sense at all, who is gonna try and get it before you, and he's always gonna get there before you.
Well, it's a plot line of Lara Croft as well.
Yeah,
I have to be honest. I'm still thinking about the plot line of National Library because I think
that would have been pretty good. I think.
like you just have
We're
Nathan
going
Drake pop
under!
out-
This Kindle device is taking
Yes,
over!
and then this old lady just pops up and goes, shh. Roll credits. I'd watch the hell out of that. That would be great.
No, maybe his library card doesn't work.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Didn't
Plot
see
twist.
what a plot twist.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. All right, so we might get Coral as Han Solo.
Yeah.
Nathan, hopefully we're not gonna blow up any million-year-old.
Well,
We can leave it to
Yeah,
us.
sorry.
they probably all know, but yeah.
So yeah. Should be
Yeah.
all right. Right. Well, anyway, I think we've run for a good amount of time here, chaps. I think it's probably a good idea if we wind down. I know that we've all got other lives to go back to some point. It's fine. I'll just sit quietly and wait until next Sunday because my life is empty without the podcast.
It's okay, Pikey. We can play some Diablo before I go home.
Yeah, good plan.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome.
Right.
Just last thing I have to mention is that there's a Doom Alpha starting this week, pretty much. And anyone who bought Wolfenstein The New Order is pretty much going to be invited to come play in the closed beta. So if anyone picked up The New Order and you got your little registration
I did.
in, then you're probably going to have an invite, eh? Anyone
I need to
guys?
check. I need to check. I don't know if I bought it or not. I think I might have.
Well, apparently, if you redeem the code before the 26th of May in 2014, then you're going to get an automatic invite for the Doom Alpha. And this is a detail they didn't let you know at the time. So I think there's going to be a few people who are going to be very surprised to be invited to the Doom Alpha. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if many of them are still going to like check the email or something. Like, what the hell is this?
That'll be a
Like,
It's in my
Weird one.
spam.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what? How did this get here? What is this rubbish? Yeah, see, that's I've had the worst version of that was waking up and all of a sudden Evolve was downloading on my Steam account. I'm like, and I was like, why is Evolve down? What? Like, what is going on? And I spoke to my friends and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Evolve is downloading. Like, I was part of the beta. I didn't really. I thought it could have been okay, but I didn't think it was a great game. Like, I don't know what's going on, but the full game's downloading. Maybe I've been like sent a press copy by accident, and it's just been automatically associated with my Steam account. No, turns out like actually 3 days earlier I'd gotten drunk and gotten home and been chatting to people on TeamSpeak, and they'd talked me into buying it as a joke. So it's never good if a game just starts downloading. Check your bank balance.
Yeah.
Okay, except for this one, if you're a part of the Doom Alpha. Don't worry, it's because of something you did a year and a half ago, you lucky person. I need to go and check if I actually did buy that now.
If we do manage to find someone who actually is involved in the alpha, I think we should try and get them on sometime. Just to
Well, we'll have to look at the NDAs and everything around it, but
Yeah.
absolutely. Cool. Grant, anything from your side before we sign off?
If you are kind enough, it would be cool to have some more subscribers. But
There we go. Go and hit that subscribe button. Go and click it. Just
Thank
once.
you. I appreciate it.
Don't mash it. Don't mash it. Click it once each. 'Cause
Yeah,
if you mash
'cause
it,
if
then you
you-
subscribe, unsubscribe,
Yeah,
subscribe,
yeah.
unsubscribe.
yeah,
and
don't
then
press it
Grant's-
more than once. Just
No,
press it once.
Just one time and then leave it. Then you're happy.
Yeah.
And then high five a stranger.
Always high five a stranger.
It's a good.
Grant,
It's good.
it's-
It makes you feel good. Hey, try. If you do it randomly one
What if
day.
their hands are dirty?
Wash your hands afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like hugging somebody. What happens if they smell? You do it anywhere.
There you go.
You know.
Carry around a little bottle of hand sanitizer. You're like, and then walk off into a corner going, "Ugh."
I don't want leprosy.
It's like, I don't like that. That's nasty. No, I agree though. High-fiving strangers is definitely an
It's
ideal
fun.
to uphold.
It's damn fun. If you're in a mall and you're walking past somebody and you're just and the inkling catches you, do it. It'll make both of your days. You just raise your hand. They will respond. If they don't, it's funny anyway.
Lauren, anything from your side?
Yes, I would like a voice note of Grant saying, "Damn."
Damn.
Yes, it's adorable.
That's
Right,
fine.
That's your vote.
I tell you what, I will cut it out and I will send it to you as an MP3.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh wait, having said that, I tell you what though, every time your phone goes off, I think we've got to start talking royalty deals here. Grant, this is an opportunity. Don't let it slide. We're going to commercialize your voice as a message notification.
I would like one of those GPS things to be my voice, and when you arrive at the destination, it goes, "Damn,
Damn!
got here on time.
Fantastic.
Damn."
Damn! You did it! Damn! Cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming through to hang out with us tonight. For giving up your Sunday evenings. I do appreciate it
Thanks for having
massively.
us.
Absolute pleasure.
And then
It's been so much fun.
word of the day time for Pikey.
Oh, I thought you'd forgotten.
No, it's in the Skype window. This is a German word today.
We have a word of the day.
No, it's this horrible thing that they decided it would be funny to make me read out Afrikaans words because I
Well,
can't.
this is German, so it's got to be.
Rechtsschutzversicheren
Is that a real word?
Gesellschaften.
Yeah.
Is that legit a real word, or did you just
Yeah,
smash
that's
it through the word?
No, that's an insurance company that provides legal protection.
That's the name of a company?
That's just what they refer to an insurance company that provides
See,
legal protection.
I should have realized that it was an insurance company because at the end it says Hassel and then Shaften.
Gonna get shot. Yeah,
And it's like, when it's an insurance company, that's what they're out to do.
yeah. I agree.
Cool. Right. Okay. Thank you very much for coming to hang out, guys. Thank you very much for listening, everyone else out there. I love your face. In the immortal words of Grant Hinds, high five a stranger. In the immortal words of me, don't fist bump them. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cool. Awesome.